Good morning. It's great having you with us here on Newsfirst. This is Primetime Breakfast News. I'm Sonali Vanigabaduge. Let's first start off with a look at this morning's headlines. Human Rights Commission instructs officials to provide information about the water received by residents of Ratupaswala. Complaints received that some of the officials are being used for election work, and France pins chemical attack on the Syrian regime. Now for the news in detail, the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission has instructed the relevant officials to provide all necessary information regarding the water that is currently being provided to the residents of Ratupaswala through water bowsers. The legal secretary of the commission, Nimal Punchiheva, stated that complaints had been lodged by area residents, stating that they have no confidence in the cleanliness of the water they are receiving. Punchiheva added that the relevant officials who were summoned before the Human Rights Commission yesterday were informed to devise and implement an effective mechanism and to inform the Commission before next Thursday. The PAFREL organisation has received complaints that Samurdhi officers are being used for the upcoming Provincial Council election work. The Executive Director of PAFREL, Rohan Hettiarachchi, announced that the Director General of Samurdhi has informed PAFREL in writing in this regard.
We have been receiving constant complaints on the involvement of graduates, those in the education sector and Samurdhi officers for the provincial council elections. We have sent a letter to the Samurdhi Director General regarding this matter to stop the involvement of these Samurdhi officers for political propaganda.
Now, Newsfirst inquired about this matter from the Director General of Samurdhi, RPB Tilakasiri. He said that he has not received any such letter. Election billboards and posters that were put up illegally in the Matale town were removed yesterday. This was done by the police in collaboration with the Office of the Matale Assistant Returning Officers.
Posters put up on buses and vehicles were also removed.
We
will be looking specifically at section 74(1), which indicates certain propaganda that is permitted. They could be displayed on candidates' vehicles. Posters could also be displayed during a meeting with special permission. What we are doing now is that we are taking down all posters on vehicles. This campaign is due to be carried out in the district of Matale.
The complaint lodged by the Sri Lanka Teachers Union to the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission regarding the incident where a deputy teacher was appointed to fill the vacancy for a principal at the Vaunia Settikulam Vidyalaya was taken up for examination yesterday.
The complaint was lodged by General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Teachers Union. The complaint read that vacancies were called on the 29th of March 2012 for the principal of the Settikulam school and several officers had applied for the post. However, on the 6/7/2012, a deputy teacher had been appointed for the post.
මේක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් වැරදි කියලා අපි පළාත් ආණ්ඩුකාරතුමාට අවස්ථා ගණනාවකදී පැහැදිලි කරා. ආණ්ඩුකාරතුමා මේක නිවැරදි කරනවා නිවැරදි වුණේ නැහැ. මේකට සම්බන්ධයෙන් උතුරු පළාත් අධ්‍යාපන ලේකම් නියෝජනය කරමින්
Additional secretaries represent Northern Provincial Educational Secretary complained about this. We told a human rights violation. This is why we decided to lodge a complaint. We request the Northern Provincial Education Minister to give their decision days. We believe that this decision will be given soon.
බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මේ තීන්දුව ක්‍රියාත්මක කරයි කියලා.
The committee report on re-evaluating the jurisdictional powers of Sri Lanka's courts is due to be presented to Minister of Justice Rauf Hakim today. The committee, which consists of 6 members, was appointed 2 years ago. The committee is headed by Supreme Court Justice Gamini Amarathunga and consists former Secretary of the Bar Association Mahinda Lokuge, Dr. Jayantha Pathirana, incumbent Secretary of the Bar Association Sanjay Gamage, whilst Priyamani Peris, who is a Senior Assistant Secretary of the Legal Unit of the Ministry of Justice, serves as the Secretary of the committee. Committee member Gamini Lokuge stated that the Ministry of Justice will take measures to implement the committee recommendations in the future. Details on several motor accidents that took place yesterday. A cab met with an accident last evening on the Hatton Noor main road. Our reporter said that the driver of the cab has been admitted to the Dick Oyer Hospital. Meanwhile, an SLTB bus that was travelling through Ellewala to Kadruwala via Polonnaruwa Aralagangwila fell into a lake. According to our reporter in the area, 3 individuals were travelling in the bus at the time and 1 person was injured. Another accident was reported when a cab travelling from Ratnapura to Kuruvita propelled into a 3-wheeler and shop nearby and fell into a cliff. 2 persons in the cab have been injured from the accident.
I'm here to urge them to do more and to address the unaddressed issues. These problems will fester and cause...
And up next is a look at the day's exchange rates. Well, in sports news, Brazilian midfielder Kaká returned to AC Milan yesterday after leaving the club for Real Madrid in 2009.
He was given a warm welcome by fans and journalists as he walked out of the airport together with AC Milan Vice President Adriano Galani. Kaká agreed his return to AC Milan after 4 unhappy years at Real Madrid, which saw him go from one of the world's top players to an unhappy injury-prone reserve. I feel very emotional, it's very different, I'm very happy to be back. After a difficult time in Madrid, I dreamt a few times of this possibility. It's like a dream come true. I'm very happy. I was very unhappy to leave, but these things happen. I had this experience with Real for 4 years. Now I am back. I am happy. I'm very happy. The fans will find a 31-year-old Kaká who wants to have joy with this team as I had in the past. It's a very young team, very good players, and they really want to do well. We played together in our national team and now here I am happy. I hope to do well with this team. The 31-year-old's dramatic loss of form has also seen him shelved from Brazil's plan for the 2014 World Cup after he was left out of the Confederations Cup squad this year.
France coach Didier Deschamps is hopeful of his team securing 2nd place in Group 1, which would give them a spot in the playoffs for the 2014 World Cup finals in Brazil.
Second place France are aiming to grab the 6 points that would secure a top finish, which world champion Spain lead a point when they visit Georgia on Friday and Belarus 4 days later. The group winners automatically qualify for next year's finals in Brazil, with the 8 best runners-up from the 9 sections going into a playoff round. Worryingly, for 1998 World Cup winners France, they have not scored in their last 4 games, but Deschamps remains positive.
I'm here to urge them to do more and to address the unaddressed issues. These problems will fester and cause instability. If the government just keeps its ear to the street, you'll understand what it is people are asking for.
Navi Pillai, the top UN official responsible for protecting human rights around the world, talks exclusively to Newsfirst, Wednesday after primetime news at 9 p.m. on MTVsports.
Well, on that note, we wrap up this morning's edition of Primetime Breakfast News. Your next hourly update comes your way at 8:55.